Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. Let's continue on to part 5 of our process of this cute little poetry-inspired journal. Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome new subscribers. Thanks to all of you for your continued support. Whether you're here for crafts or books, I appreciate each and every one of you. So, this is what we did in our last video. We got our cover topper on here. We got some threads hanging down there. Let me see if I can snip that off. And I really liked how it turned out. And if you guys remember, I had this bow, which I really didn't like it on there. I did make a smaller bow, and I actually made this with a brad, and you just have to snip the ends of it and smash them down. First I used, some embroidery floss to first wrap it around there. And I did 3 different sizes of fabric. It is smaller. I still don't know if I like that on there. Or maybe that corner. So this is going to be something that I'm going to wait to do till after I am completely done with the journal. And maybe I'll decide by then what I want to do. So, what we're going to work on today is getting our closure and getting this inside cover finished. So I went through this through my mind for so long yesterday trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because if I want the ribbon closure, I had to put panels inside here. And then I was like, well, I mean, that was the reason for, doing the collaging and stuff with all this. And then I was thinking of other things that I could do. I could do a hitch post closure here, or I could make an elastic closure to put around it. But what I decide on is I do want the ribbon closure. So I am going to put some panels on here. And I guess we're going to go from there. I also even put another piece of the hymnal up here because it was a white strip, and I don't want a white strip at the top because, I mean, the panels, these are the panels that I decided on, and a little bit of it's going to show. By the time I cut them out, I guess I decided it didn't really matter having the white spot there at the top. But we're going to have both of these, one on each side here. So we can have something that our ribbon can hide behind. And then of course our fabric will be here and our signature, so you won't see the ribbon passing through that at all. So what I decided on using is this really pretty sheer ribbon. And it's in a dark blue. I wanted something that was a little bit darker than, what my initial thoughts were. I wanted a little more contrast, I guess, because I have a light, like a light blue, not quite this blue, it's more of a silverish blue, and so I decided on the dark one. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to measure first how much I want out the sides. And I'm thinking we don't need a whole lot. We want just enough for a bow. And if we've got too much, then we can just trim it up. So, you guys can't see way over here, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, so we got it cut. And now I just want to, this is just how I do it, you guys. Okay, so I get them even, and I look to be about the center of the journal. Okay, so I'm going to put a spot of glue. You know what, we're going to do one of these numbers for a second. Let's see, we've got 6. So we're going to put our splotch of our splotch of glue at 3 inches. So I will know where to put it, because knowing me, I would put it in the wrong spot and then it wouldn't end up being even. So we're going to put this a little bit of glue right there. I'm going to spread that out. And we're going to do this again, because I want them even on both sides. And we are going to stick this right in the glue, just like that. Okay, we can move this how we need to. Okay. Now we're going to glue the whole way across here. I don't know if this is going to mark on here or not, but I'm going to try. Let's see. Not really. It's going to be covered up, so I'm going to use an ink pen. Something that I can actually see. And we are going to draw a line across there. So I know the top one is going there. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Boy, that one I can't even, I can barely see that. That's better. And sorry if I'm out of camera right now, you guys, but okay. Like I said, those are going to be covered up anyway. So we're going to just make our glue along that line that I drew. And then I'll just spread it out. And we're only going to do one side at a time. I want extra at the end of it. Just a little bit of extra at the end. And then we're going to lay that just a little below my line. Like so. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Now the the ribbon in the center is going to be stitched into, obviously. You know what? I need just a little bit of extra again at this end. We don't want to pull anything up. Okay. And then we're going to leave this one out just below that line. So we got it pretty straight all the way across, right? Do we? I think so. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Like I said, if you got a silicone spatula, it's a lot easier than using your hand. Okay. And then I just go along there and get the bits that didn't get glue. That way the whole thing is glued. Because we don't want it popping up on us. A little bit under here. This is actually the easiest closure that I can think of. Especially if someone doesn't have like the tools, like, you know, a crocodile. If you use chipboard, regular paper punches can punch through, like, you know, your cracker boxes and your cereal boxes. I've never had a problem punching through that. But the chipboard, you cannot use a regular punch. It will not punch through it. Okay, now it's time to put our panels on. Here's our panels, and I think I want to go ahead and ink the panels. And I think I'm going to ink in the chipped sapphire. I don't want the really bright aqua color, the what is that one called? It's called Chartered Mariner, however you say that. Because that one's a really, really bright, like, aqua color blue. And you guys, believe it or not, storms are coming back through again. And it is really dark out there again. Thankfully, we don't have the 70-mile-an-hour winds that usually come along with the storms. It is blowing, but it's not blowing really, really hard. Not yet, anyway. And like I said before, we'll be thankful for all this rain when summer hits. Well, summer hits. June 21st is the first day of summer. Our summer hits in May. Sometimes April. But this year was pretty mild, leaving spring and going into summer. But we've had temps in the 90s. We'll be scooting up to the hundreds here probably in the next couple weeks. So, but yeah, it is going to storm again. The sky is dark. You know, these have little numbers, so I want to make sure the numbers are upright. And I want to stay in frame. That's the important thing. I'm not too worried about this showing here since we're going to have the fabric there, because this one it's all pretty evened up right there, so the fabric will be there, so that'll be okay. I think we're going to come this way just a little bit. Okay, that looks good. And now we're going to glue up here first. You know, I can glue the cardstock down, glue the cardstock into it, but I do better like this. I shouldn't worry so much because the Fabri-Tac is really good about, you know, letting you move it around. So we're going to go over the ribbon and under here where we didn't glue yet. And we're going to glue this all the way down. We want it to be glued down really, really well. And yes, I know it's a lot of glue, but I don't want any of it coming up on me later. And glue that down. I hated covering up this stuff, but I really wanted the ribbon. And there's no way I could do the ribbon without it showing, without putting something on here. So this is just kind of gives it the stability it needs so that it's not going to come up. So there's that one. And on this one, we're going to do about the same. Try not to get into the camera. To go up a little bit there. A little bit over there. I like them to be even, you know, and to look even. Okay, that looks good. Maybe come down a little bit more, just a tad. Okay. Do I have it upright? Nope, of course not. I just saw the numbers. numbers were upside down, and we don't want that. Over a little bit more that way. I know I'm picky when it comes to placement and stuff. I just want it to look the same. This needs to go just a little more this way, I think. We'll get it done, I promise. Okay. I think, oops, and I moved it. You know what? I'm just going to glue this one because I don't want to get my head up under the camera. I know that's happened before. Not often, but there's been at least one time I know of that. My big old fat head got on the camera. I hope this is bright enough for you guys to see because it is super dark outside. Okay. Let's get it on right. I think we got that on the first try. Okay. So there is that. I did test the fabric over this, and it doesn't really show through, so the fabric is thick enough. I don't have to put any more, collage any more of these on this. Okay. So there we go. There's the inside of it, you guys. Now, on this side, I think I already told you guys I was planning on putting the actual poem that this journal was inspired by. It's going to go on here. I don't know yet if I'm going to have it with torn edges or if it's going to be a straight. I don't know yet. But that's what's going to go there. And then back here is going to be a pocket or a tuck or something. I will think of that. So I am going to pause and get my poem printed out, and then we will go from there. Okay guys, we're back. So I got the poem printed, and I used one of the backgrounds and just lightened it a little bit, and then I put the text on the paper. So what we're going to do is ink these edges. I decided on not tearing but keeping it squared, and it will sit on here like this. Now I want this part as visible as the tops and bottoms, if that makes sense, so it'll be on there like that. Again, we're going to use the chipped sapphire to ink with. So let's do that. I had a heck of a time getting this to actually fit on the page for a mini journal. There are challenges to mini journals. This was one for me. It took me a while to get everything scaled the way I wanted it to, where the font wouldn't be so little that you couldn't actually see what was written on the page. So, which again is another reason why I decided against tearing. The sides would be okay, but the top I couldn't tear without tearing off the title right there. So okay, there's that. Now let's glue it on. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick with the Fabri-Tac because I can move it around if I need to. I'm not the greatest at getting things first time. And I think we have a plug in there. Yep. Okay. And I just printed this on my 32-pound paper instead of like doing cardstock, because we already have the cardstock on there. And we want it on there straight. And I think we did it pretty good. So that is the inside right here. So what do you guys think? I love how all the colors are working together. I had a different image and the colors were just printing too light. So I got something with the blue to kind of, you know, go with the whole theme of the journal. Okay, then this side we'll just have a pocket or something like I said. Now for here, I've got the fabric. We actually got a bird on the fabric this time. And this is going to be right in the center, and we're going to stitch through this and everything because I decided that I was going to sew in the signatures and not glue in the signatures. And this journal is also already spoken for. It was going to go in my Etsy shop, but somebody has already contacted me and they would like the journal. So there we go. And that's how that's going to go on there. So we're going to go ahead and get that on there too so that we can get into the next phase of getting our signatures together and getting them. Come on, glue. We're only going to glue the center first, and then we'll get the flappy sides after that. Okay. We got a glop right there. We don't want the glops. Boy, this fabric really sheds. Okay, so we're going to get this down and get it in the right spot, even for both. It's got to come this way just a little bit. Come down here just a little. Let's check the bottom. I might have to, oh, no, that's fine. That is fine. There is that part. We are too far over that way. I thought we had it, but I did not line up the sides well enough. We may end up putting more glue on here before I'm done. We might have enough there. Sticking it down. Okay, there we go. We just got to make sure we have enough to cover both sides. Is that good enough? It's like right on the edge of that one. Nope, I don't like it. We've got to get this on perfect. So we're going to go about right there. That's much better. We might have to put more glue on. Maybe the sides will hold it good enough. Much better. Okay, so now let me check the top and the bottom. I think that's okay. I'm not going to pull it off again. So now we are going to glue the rest of this. I'm going to go up that, down in here. We're going to spread this around a little bit because we don't want it coming through the fabric. You're always going to get a little bit of like puckers in your fabric. I don't think anybody's actually ever gotten it to be, I mean, I could be wrong. I've never gotten mine to be completely flat when you open those. But I have discovered that when you get your signatures in there, it's not as noticeable anyway. So I always start not completely upright, just enough to give it that crease, and then enough for it to lay down flat as you close it. And that seems to help. So there's the inside flap, now that I got glue all over my finger. What else is new? Okay, so there's that. Now, one more thing to talk to you guys about before I close this out. I really like it. I think that came out really nice. One more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. For here, I did decide that I'm going to put fabric here. And I got another piece of it, and it's shedding per normal. It's going to go on here, so it's barely going to touch this. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got this really pretty kind of like rope trim. I love the style of it, and we're going to have a piece that is going to sit here on this edge like that, and then the other side will also get it on the edge like that, and that's what it's going to look like. So I've had this ropey stuff for a long time, and I really want to use it, so I'm going to. And I also figured that since we covered the inside, we do still have the back that is collage that can be seen, and then like the edges here can still be seen with the hymnal pages. I just really wanted to have the ribbon closure, which is why I decided to just put these little covers on. So yeah, I really like it. I like how it turned out. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, you guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you like how this part came out. This whole thing, you guys, took me a long time to figure out what I was actually going to do. I was going to get away from the ribbons, and then I was like, I really want it to be ribbons because I don't want to poke the holes in there, and then the elastic closure, just, I don't like that closure as well. It works in a pinch, but I like the ribbons instead. So let me know what you think of how this is turning out. I really appreciate your thoughts and your comments. But that's it today. If you guys like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe if you're new here, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. So that is it for today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.